Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Redmen TV and your latest edition of Expert Insight. I'm delighted to say I'm joined once again by a familiar face to Liverpool fans and indeed you guys. It is Joao Carlos Teixeira. Joao, how are you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good, thank you. And you then?
Good man. Yeah, I'm sound. Thanks. I'm good. We're joined again because when I was looking at names of players, recognisable names of players that have played under Arne Slot, the man who's about to become Liverpool manager, I came across you once again, just as I did with Ruben Amorim. So here we go. You were at Feyenoord when Arne arrived at the football club a
Yeah.
few years ago now. What were your first impressions of him? How did he come into the club? Because obviously it's a difficult thing to arrive as a new manager or a new player anywhere. How did he
Yeah.
immediately sort of deal with the group and how did he deal with the pressure of becoming a new manager?
At the time, I didn't know him. I knew he was in AZ Alkmaar before, but he did a great job there. And then he just comes. The final wasn't like in a great shape, let's say, because you know we weren't in a good place. And then he just suddenly comes, and he was a very, I could say, he's a very easy guy, easygoing, like very easy to talk, very nice guy. Very honest as well, very straightforward. But at the same time, he knew exactly what he wanted. So basically, from the first time, he knew exactly what he want from the team, how does he want the team to play. So I could see that um, he was like completely ready for that job at the time in final because I didn't know him at the time. And I can say that I learned so much, and I didn't play much with him, to be honest. I didn't play much because preseason started. I broke my foot. Then how was he going, and the team was flying. So I didn't play much with him. But he was a great learn from me from the to be honest from the bench. I learned so much with this guy, and in training. Uh, Probably one of the most in my life because he was great.
Interesting. Okay, I was going to ask you, obviously, you only made a handful of appearances, and obviously, injury played a part in that. A lot of your time was unfortunately from the bench. I
Yeah,
mean, how did he deal with you? Because to keep players motivated, certainly players that aren't playing must be difficult, but you speak really well of him there, and to sort of keep you happy and part of the group and part of the squad, that's a skill in itself.
yeah, because basically he was very straightforward from the beginning. So every time I spoke to him or every time he spoke to me, we were very clear to each other. So I told him my what I thought about it. He told me what he thought about it, and we were very clear. When you don't agree with sometimes, but you are in very clear waters. And that was my motivation. So basically, he was very straight with me. I was with him. We could have a nice conversation. And then the things just went through. And I train every day, 100%. I don't think he has nothing to say about it. And he was always like, treat me so well, even if I wasn't playing or not. So he was always very serious and respectful with me. And like I told you, in training and even in the games, but more in training because in training is when you really train and when you practice for the games. I learned so much with him, the way he defends, the way he attacks, the way he wants the team, the intensity he puts on it. So, like I said, I read the news that he could become the manager. Of course, Ruben Amorim is Portuguese, but I never worked with him. Of course, for me, it would be great pleasure for him to be there. But I have no doubt this guy is gonna do a great job.
Interesting. Okay, you mentioned there sort of the way he likes his team to set up and the way he wants them to be defensively and stuff like that. I mean, from your time with him, what was his style? What were his principles when it comes to football? Was he very attack minded? What was sort of his mantra, if you like?
Yeah, yeah, was attack minded. So high pressure, big team things like high pressure, very high defensive line, but at the same time always worried with defensive side. Like you can defend when you are attacking. If you are in the right position, yeah, you're in the right spot. You can straight away get the ball from it. And so basically, it was a very high standards and very positive football, let's say attacking football. But at the same time, he was very careful and very minutious on the details with defensive side as well. And his daily basis was nice as well. His exercising training, he was like was everything was very intensity, with a lot of intensity in training and very hard work every day. But at the same time, wasn't boring, or it was different, and it could give us a lot of options, and actually was fun. And you could enjoy daily training in train when, because sometimes you do all the time the same, and but wasn't the case. So was nice, but very strong intensity. And the preseason, I remember, was hard as well.
Was it? Yeah, really hard.
Yeah, it was hard. I wouldn't say really, really hard, but more harder than the normal, let's say.
That's fair enough. And it's important, as you say there, to keep it fresh, to keep mixing it up, and to keep it fun, because you're right, it can become boring and monotonous if you're doing the same thing day in, day out. So sounds like he's got his training methods down to a T there. In terms of his key strengths and stuff like that, you mentioned his communication earlier on. Would that be one of his key strengths in management?
Yeah. First of thing, he speaks very, very, very well. He speaks good English as well, so won't be a problem that we are in England. And he's very straightforward, easygoing. So I think he's gonna have a great relationship with the players. He used to have with us in Feyenoord. I think he keeps going because the team is still winning trophies, still fighting for trophies. So yes, let's say he's a normal guy. Like it's not, sometimes the coaches have egos, and but it's a very normal guy, easygoing, no trouble. He likes to be part of the process and be aware of everything. And like I told you, I had a great experience in a way that I didn't play much, but my experience was for 4 months, was very nice.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, it's still positive though, absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, you've worked with Jurgen Klopp and Arne Slot. I mean, what are the main differences with them, and are there any similarities?
Yeah, they can communicate very well, both, but in different ways. Klopp is more, heart. He speaks more with the heart and more, a lot of passion. Maybe Arne is more like, speaks in a more easy way, But tactically, I think both are great in different ways of playing, because they don't play the same. But I think they are great managers for sure. Of course, Klopp is in a different level right now, and is on the way there for sure. But I believe that he's gonna. I think he really can make it in Liverpool, with the Liverpool squad, with what the club gives to him, like as a support, as an internal, inside of the club, the infrastructure, the organization they have. I think he will make it there.
Yeah, and just on that, Axel, I wanted to ask you, because it's a big challenge following Jurgen Klopp. We said this about Ruben Amorim, we said this about Xabi Alonso. Whoever was going to be the guy to come in and replace Klopp, that is difficult. They're big shoes to fill. From your experience with Slot, do you think he'd be up for that challenge? Is that the sort of thing that he'd relish and he'd jump at?
From the three names you spoke, like, he's the guy who has more experience. Like, let's say he was a player, not level as maybe Ruben or Xabi Alonso, of course not. But he has the most experience running a changing room, and he's already in a, let's say, it's quite big team. Feyenoord already in the, in Holland is one of the biggest, and in Europe, they won the Champions League once. They're written in story already. So I think he's the right man for the job right now, because he's a more experienced, he's used to, and he's already in a quite big club. So he's gonna go higher, but it's more experience, more mature. And I think maybe he can do a good job. And management, he's very, very good.
Just okay. Just finally, you've already said it a couple of times, but just to sort
Yeah.
of you think he'll be a success at Liverpool? You think there's every chance?
Yes, yes, yes. I really believe so. I told you already 10 times in this interview, but I really believe that that he's gonna be successful, to be honest.
Well, you said to me off air, he's a
That's my final.
top manager. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
interesting.
He is. And I had this conversation before with a few friends, and we were talking about football. And I said, "Listen, this guy is gonna be so good." I mean, years ago when I left Feyenoord, so I really believe that he's gonna be a top manager in the world.
Okay, interesting. That'll do for me. Joe, before
So
we go,
I
no,
hope,
we hope. Oh, well, we
I hope
hope.
I'm right.
Yeah, so do I. Before we go, last time we spoke, you were scoring goals and winning games. You're still scoring goals and winning
Yeah,
games.
yeah, I think it's going well. So let's keep the wave go.
Yeah, top man, top man. Joe, thanks again, mate. Massively appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Dan.
Good man.
Thank
I'll
you.
speak to you
Have a
soon.
good